Hello again, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As you know, I speak 6 languages and I'm currently learning Indonesian, so that will be 7 soon, hopefully soon. But how do I define the way I speak a language? Well, I actually had a teacher in university who said you should say you speak a language only after you can hold a 30-minute conversation in your target language over the phone. So I think this is a great measurement because when you're over the phone, you don't really have visual cues to guide you. And also, well, after 30 minutes, there's no more small talk. So you get to talk the deep stuff eventually. So I think this is a good measurement, and that's how I say or not say if I speak a language. But I will speak more about this in another video. For now, let me tell you how I maintain most of my languages while learning new ones. Bueno, antes que nada comencemos con español, que como muchos de ustedes sabrán, es mi lengua materna. Y desde que vivo en Japón no tengo muchas oportunidades de hablarlo, practicarlo, ni siquiera por teléfono porque no hablo mucho con mis amigos o familia por voz, más que nada por texto. Desde que empezó la cuarentena solamente hablé español una vez con un amigo colombiano que vive aquí. Saludos, Daniel. Y fuera de eso, cero. Y como no veo tele en español ni música en español, la verdad es que se me está yendo un poco el vocabulario, especialmente para cosas más específicas como comida, como cosas relacionadas a la salud. Y otro tipo de vocabulario que jamás usaría, ese tipo de palabras de repente se me va. Y incluso ahora hablar siento un poco raro, un poco incómodo, como que estoy muy self-aware de lo que estoy diciendo. Y si me preguntas cómo mantienes tu idioma nativo, la verdad es que no lo mantengo. Siento que va a estar ahí siempre, por más que aprenda otros idiomas y tal. Entonces no me preocupo mucho, solo si a veces tengo que agarrar la onda muy cañón en cosas relacionadas al vocabulario. Pero de ahí en fuera, yo creo que nunca será un problema olvidar mi lengua materna como tal. Yo creo que eso ya sería demasiado. Well, back to English, which is, you can say, my second mother tongue, because I've been learning it since I'm 7 years old. So I'm pretty, confident in it and stuff. And I use it 24/7, so really there's not much I do to maintain it. Like, my life happens in English, so it's easy for that one. 今から日本語。日本に住んでるからめちゃくちゃ使うと思われるけど、実際にちょっと違うかもしれないですね。もっと詳しく説明したいですけれども、字幕を作るのはちょっとめんどくさくて、ちょっとじゃなくてとってもめんどくさくて、失礼しますが、今から言語交換させていただきたいと思いますので、ご了承のほどよろしくお願いいたします。Well, to be fair, I only use Japanese for daily stuff, like in a restaurant, getting a haircut, which I haven't got in a long while, as you can see. And actually, because of that, there's not really room for improvements. I get to meet some Japanese friends every now and then, but that's complicated because of the quarantine and stuff, as you may know. So, yeah. What I do instead is read Japanese books in different topics. For example, I'm reading a book about economics in Southeast Asia. I just finished reading a very, very good novel. It's this novel. You should definitely check it out. It talks about identity and how language defines your identity. So, 多年来，我一直在努力保持我中文的水平。如果你不保留语言的话，这就要消失。但是，中文特别这样吧。这是我觉得中文特别这样。再次添加字幕非常非常麻烦，那我要换语言到英语吧。So my main way to keep Chinese fresh is through the use of Memrise. Of course, you've heard about Memrise. So I'm pretty much studying the HSK list right now. I'm almost done with it, but I just cannot get myself to pull through this last push. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of words, as you can see, 2,500-ish. And I've ignored a few words as well, so there's actually more. Well, since we're at it, I can explain to you how I'm using Indonesian as well. I'm using the last level of HSK for refreshing my vocabulary. And I'm also, I used to study the N1 vocabulary for Japanese, but I also didn't finish it. Oh, what else do we have? Oh, yeah, my favorite part, cursing in French, which is, by the way, certified legit by my girlfriend. Some Korean in here, Dutch, Belgian provinces, and so much shit. Also, I try to keep things fresh and learn new things by using the following books. First, we have the phrases that natives use very often. This book is from Japanese to Chinese, which helps me to practice both. Here you can see a ranking of frequency of words and stuff. I also have my native friend add some notes to make it more useful for me. And I just copied this new book, also from Japanese to Chinese, where you can see more like daily life stuff as well, which shows you that I'm really focused on daily life stuff. And I also like the style of the book. It gives you some exercises for you to do. So yeah, I'm very excited to start trying this new book. Oh, and on top of that, I just finished watching The King's Avatar, 传世高手. I really recommend it to you, especially if you like or are interested in esports. Go check it out. Alors, le français. Je parle de la façon dont je maintiens mon niveau de français dans ma vidéo dernière, mais le résumé rapide, c'est que j'habite avec une personne francophone.
À qui j'ai demandé.
Et Duolingo parce que je pense que c'est une bonne façon pour pratiquer et corriger mes vices de la langue, mes vices que j'ai développés au fil des ans, et aussi c'est amusant. Alors je pense que c'est pas mauvais. Bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Melayu. Aku mempunyai video di mana saya menjelaskan bagaimana saya mempelajarinya, jadi pastikan untuk memeriksanya. So after going hard for 6 months in Indonesian, I decided to slow it down a bit. So I'm right now like in maintenance mode, so to speak. So I'm only using Duolingo for the moment, which is actually more solid than any other language course I had in Duolingo. So if you're interested in Indonesian, be sure to not look down on Duolingo. I think it's a really underrated course, and of course you can ask me any questions if you have. Aside from that, I also follow an uncomfortable amount of accounts in Indonesian and Malay in all my social networks, so I get sure to have it refreshed and have it in small bits and pieces all the time. And also my phone is in Indonesian for a couple of weeks now, and I feel really comfortable with it so far. I haven't had a big struggle with it, so I'm happy with that. And it's like a constant presence that doesn't let me forget about it, let it go away. Hangugo, Korean. Actually, I think I'm gonna let it die for a while. The thing is, I'm juggling with many languages for the moment, and I don't have a really special link with Korea. I don't have many Korean friends, unfortunately. I don't watch Korean dramas, music, drama series, like everything, you know what I'm talking about. So to be honest, I think it's wise to pause it for a while and focus on my priority languages. But eventually I come back. Maybe. And then we have Portuguese. Actually, I'm gonna let it die too. I mean, I can still read and understand 99% of stuff, but really the spoken language it's hard for me. And well, the reason I started learning in the first place was football, and I haven't watched football for years now, so I'm pretty much out of tune with football words and Portuguese in general. So I think I'm just gonna let it like there in the corner, and eventually I'll bring it back to life like I'm doing with French right now. And the last one in this list is Netherlands. I'm actually quite excited about this one at the moment. I'm always also studying it through Duolingo, and it's actually quite hard. It's harder than I expected. So I'm having a shit time understanding the grammar, but I'm still enjoying it though. It's one of the languages I'm having the most fun with at the moment. So I also try to find resources in my local bookstore, but it's like only Japanese resources, and I think Dutch is not that popular in Japan yet. And also in the internet, relatively there's very little resources, so it's kind of hard to find a place where you can interact with the language as much as a very eager learner would like to. And also there's not much media because Dutch people, they prioritize English over Netherlands, and native speakers also want to speak to you in English rather than Netherlands. So yeah, it's an uphill battle, but I'm enjoying it as fuck. So I'm happy. Okay, that's a wrap. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment the question of the day. For fellow language jugglers, which languages are you juggling with, and how do you go about it? And for people who are not juggling just yet, what scares you to learn many languages at the same time? Okay, that's a wrap. See you next time.